We want cash. We want to generate income. But in order to generate cash, you have to convert. You have to decide, pick how you're going to convert. And today I'm going to walk you guys through essentially going really deep on content strategy, what I'm actually doing now. And I don't want to use this as an example, but I'm going to use it because it gives us a really great context or really to look at the strategy of why they actually did it to use in terms of this mastermind, which is called Weapons of Mass Production, right? In 1990, we knew that the United States went to war, right? The first Gulf War. And the strategy they used was the shock and awe, right? The shock and awe. That was their strategy. And the shock and awe was just overwhelm the enemy, right? Overwhelm them with air attacks, right? And they literally bombarded, and I call it carpet bombing, whatever, right? They just totally overwhelmed the enemy with almost 30 days of just like their military installations, wherever every little piece of intel that was coming in, where they would just shock and awe the enemy into submission, right? And then following that, right, following almost 30 days of just bombing the enemy, they followed in with ground forces. That was also an overwhelming strategy as well to overwhelm and to shock and awe the enemy, which then after 30 days of just bombing, strategically, right, bombing, the ground troops came in, overwhelmed the enemy as well, to the point where that only lasted less than 100 hours, right? And the Gulf War was basically over, right? The first Gulf War. And the reason for that was because they went to war because of Kuwait, right? They occupied Kuwait. And then obviously the second Gulf War was all about weapons of mass destruction, right? Was the reason for them to enter the second Gulf War. So, and I use that because as much as I don't like to use it as an example, it's just in terms of creating content, right? That's why I call the weapons of mass production is it's your shock and awe strategy, right? You have to get seen, you have to create content. The only difference here is we're doing in a loving way, right? We're bombing our audience with content that inspires them, right? That influences them, right? So, because if you look back at the levels in terms of a funnel, right? Awareness, interest, decision, action. Action is about income, right? Income generating activities. But in order for you to have income coming in, you have to obviously have impact, right? And in order for you to have impact, right, you have to have interest, right? Which is the second stage of the funnel. And in order for you to have interest, you got to have information or to inspire some type of action, right? Because if you really look at in terms of our business, what we do, it doesn't matter what market you're in. This is it, right? We want cash. We want to generate income doing what we're doing. But in order to generate cash, you have to convert, right? You have to decide, pick how you're going to convert webinars, free webinars, or paid challenges, or paid intensives, or running a workshop and paid, or book a call, or an application, right? Or something evergreen where they can watch it and be able to buy immediately, right? So you have to choose where you're going to make your offer, right? And when I talked about early in our coaching, you also have to test, right? Test and create multiple client journeys, multiple maps on where you actually convert. Everybody's tried it, right? Everybody's tried calls. Everybody tries application funnels. Everybody tried, webinars. And you know what? run a challenge, but I ran a challenge for free, but now I'm going to run a paid challenge. All of those things are decisions on where you actually convert. But before you can convert, you have to connect, right? You have to connect. You have to deliver value, because if there's interest, that's where connection happens, right? But before you can get people interested, you got to have content, right? You got to have content, okay? And today I'm going to walk you guys through essentially going really deep on content strategy, what I'm actually doing, that I've been doing, that I'm doing now, and as well as what I'm going to continue doing even more, right? But before you can actually create content, one is you got to have, obviously, you want to gain visibility, get seen. You got to have a very clear, inspiring, right, message, right? So that's where you have to also test things out when you're creating your message, right? That's why we talk about message to market fit. You got to try and test things out, because you're going to have an audience out there that's going to hear you, and some content, right? Some of your content, some of the message that you send out will resonate based on what they're going through now. Maybe it's an awareness level. Maybe it's just something that's, they're going through right now, their biggest problems and pain points. Maybe you're talking about something that they want. Maybe they want to, they're at the point where they just want to learn about a process, or they want to hear an offer, like a product, or you want to talk, big picture, purpose, right? Things like that. And it's going to resonate differently to your audience. So you got to have a clear message, right? You also got to have messaging. And that's, knowing how to write copy, how to shoot videos, having, different types of scripts, testing different scripts, testing different frameworks in terms of copy. But most importantly, what you're doing in terms of messaging is creating things for people to watch, for people to read, for people to listen, right? And then you got to have marketing, right? Marketing. You got to understand the 6 traffic sources, and ultimately, how do you create content, right, based on that traffic source and what platforms you should leverage, right? So with us, I'm going to show an example we'll start off with organic traffic first. Organic traffic is traffic that you create, right? You're creating it. This is content that you create. So, and the first piece of content that I'm going to walk you through how I actually created is short form video. And why short form video? Well, in this is a study done by Microsoft. This is before 2000, before the mobile age. The attention span of a human being was on an average about 12 seconds. And after the mobile age, and they did the study back in 2013, the attention span of a human at 2013, the average attention span is 8.25 seconds. They haven't done the study recently, but I guarantee you if they did this now, it would most likely our attention span is way, way less than that. So back in 2013, we had an attention span of less than a goldfish as human beings, because a goldfish has attention span of 9 seconds, right? So when I talk about short form video, you got to make short form video like one of your highest priorities in terms of creating content, because it's the unfortunate part is most of the world either have ADHD, ADD, or they're just tuning out, right? Because our brains, if you look at our brains, it's really designed to conserve calories. What does that mean? Well, it's designed to tune out things that doesn't serve us, right? Because we still have this 2 million-year-old brain that thinks that there's a saber-toothed tiger out there going to kill us, right? So it goes into this protection mode all the time, and it's protecting us from wasting time. So it tunes out things that don't serve us right away, and then it pays attention to things that serve us. That's what I mean by conserve calories, right? And that's where attention span comes in. So short form videos, how I create them is, and where and which platforms am I leveraging for my YouTube shorts, right? My short form videos are less than 60 seconds, right? These are shorts of less than 60 seconds, right? And first off, let's talk about how I create them, right? There's 2 ways. There's only 2 ways, right? You're either recording something brand new, right? So if I have things that I think of right away, I'm like, oh, I should record this. Just as a standalone by itself, I will record a YouTube short, right? But most of my shorts come from the long form stuff that I've already pre-recorded. So you're either shooting new or you are repurposing something that you've already previously recorded. It's only two options, right? So do I record a lot of YouTube shorts that are new? No, because I have so much content that's already pre-recorded from trainings, from workshops, from immersions, from challenges, right? From coaching calls, things like that, right? And I will just take that and repurpose them. Okay, so that's how I create YouTube shorts, how I create short videos. Okay, so and then the platforms that I leverage them right now, we are essentially going all in on just the three major platforms first, right? YouTube is one of them. So it's one of my map strategies, one of my strategies, one of my client journeys is YouTube. Second is Facebook stories. Same video, just being repurposed and recycled and rescheduled on multiple platforms. And the other one is Instagram, right? I'm just choosing to master the top three platforms that have the biggest audiences. And what this is where my audience is at. Okay. So that's short form video. So I would say if I had to give it a percentage in terms of production, I record probably about 10% new shorts. 90% of them I'm taking from past content that I've already recorded. Anybody have questions for that before we dive into the next one? So this is just shorts. This is under 60 seconds. Anybody have questions? Okay. All right. So now let's talk about long form video, right? So again, we're creating things in terms of messaging. You're creating things for people to watch, for people to read, for people to listen, right? So if I had to dive to long form video, same thing there. Do I record new stuff and say, hey team, here's edit this and go ahead and put it up on on these platforms? If I had to also give you a percentage of this, I would say probably about 90-10 as well. 10% of the time, if I find something that's very specific that I want to record that is very specific to that thing that I want my audience to actually listen to, yeah, then I'll record it, right? A 10-minute video, 15-minute video, even 20-minute, 30-minute video, whatever that is, and have my team edit it and upload it to all the different platforms. But majority of my long form, also same thing there. I'm getting it from my previous stuff that I recorded, right? So if you go into, for a good example, you go into YouTube, which is one of the platforms that I leverage for long form as well. If you go into our long form content, so some of you who are part of our coaching program, the workshop that we ran, the 2-day workshop, we turned that into a course, right? To have inside your private members area. But then if you go onto my YouTube, there's just maybe a video that's 15 minutes long, and that's one of my long form videos. You're like, I've heard that before. Well, only you guys would know that because you hear that one little section maybe about the AIDA, right? Just AIDA, awareness, interest, decision, action. And that came from the 2-day workshop. But I'm not gonna give all my 2-day workshop recordings in YouTube one shot. I took a part of that and then created a long form video from there, and then had my team edit it and it being repurposed and recycled on YouTube, Facebook, and as well as Instagram TV, right? So again, if you talk about content creation, about 10% is actually new things that I recorded specific. The rest is coming from repurposed content that I've already created and ran. Okay. Like our masterminds or web classes, I turn all of that into long form content. So every single week, I have 2 pieces of long form content, at least, just for my mastermind and from the web class, right? And if I want to release 3 long form contents, which I want to do 3 or 4 a week, even up to 5, I will then go into things I've already pre-recorded before and watch it, and then take some parts of it, have my team edit it, and then publish and post it as long form content. But it's something that I've already pre-recorded. I'm just repurposing. Okay. And I'm also gonna leveraging LinkedIn for long form as well. So in terms of shorts, it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. But in terms of long form, it's YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, as well as LinkedIn. Right. Okay. Now let's talk about audio, right? So we talk about video. So how am I doing audio as well? Video as well as audio. So in terms of long form podcast and video, that is the only thing that is new that I'm going to be doing, right? So I will be scheduling at least once a week podcast with people, right? So I will be. This is going to be new podcasts that I'm going to be launching, and I'm going to bring in experts, traffic experts, mindset experts, and VAs or anything like that my audience really needs to hear offers, right? Copy, anything like that could help, right? Our audience, and I'm going to be interviewing, and we're going to be also doing some back and forth brainstorming as well on our podcast. So that's one thing that I'm also doing as well, is releasing a new podcast long form every single week as well. So if you think about what I'm doing, Mastermind is long form, web classes long form, then the podcast also is long form. That's already 3 long form content that I will be, publishing every single week, right? On all these on platforms, and then extracting that content into text as well, right? So that's my long form videos, short and long. Anybody have any questions? Oh, good. Okay. So where am I getting my long form text that I'm going to use for blogs? Same thing there, right? So I'm running my long form, I'm running my masterminds, running my web classes, right? Doing my podcasts, have content that I've already recorded and can repurpose. Same thing there. If I create any type of long form on YouTube, I also will have my team extract the text and turn that into a blog as well. So am I sitting down writing a new blog every single week? No, I'm just taking repurpose existing content that I'm just, having my team transcribe and then turning it into a blog, right? One bonus content from this mastermind as well is you guys will see me most likely in February here. Before the end of February, my goal is to launch a book, right? And where am I getting that content from? Where am I getting the book from? Am I sitting down and writing a book? I'll be adding to the book, right? I'll be after transcribing it and organizing it, and I'll go in there and read and write some stuff and add some stuff to the book. Yes, but majority, I would say probably 90% of the book will come from the stuff that I've done as far as training. For example, right now my team is extracting, right, is transcribing my 2-day workshop, transcribing our 1-day immersion, transcribing some of the masterminds and web classes that we're running, that we've already ran, and most importantly, transcribing our boot camps that I run with you guys, and then also transcribing our latest challenge. And why are they transcribing that? They're transcribing it so they can compile all those frameworks and things that I teach into a book and organizing it, right? And then sending me a draft, and then I'm gonna look at it and I'm gonna clean it up, and I'm gonna add, personalized stories and add some emotions, things like that. And all of a sudden, here you go, I have a book, right? A book that I'm going to launch. Does that make sense? Right. So that's just kind of bonus content from this. But where do I get the text from? Is all from all of my my long form videos that I've already pre-recorded, and then my team will transcribe the text and turn them into blogs. Okay. Long form audio, same thing with our podcasting, right? So when we record the podcast itself, it's video, and then my team will extract the audio and also leverage platforms, podcast platforms like Buzzsprout or one of those that will they'll also be connected on Spotify and all of that stuff. Okay, so you got to create things for your audience to, again, listen, to read, to watch, right? So that's organic content. So that's all I'm leveraging in terms of social media presence. Anybody have any questions with that? I'm not trying to be everywhere, right? I just want to master 3 to 4, 5 platforms max. Okay. Outreach traffic, which is short form video. So same thing there. Am I recording new short form videos? No, I'm just taking the existing short form video that I've already repurposed, that I've already taken from my long form and repurposing them to shorts. The only thing different is this. since it is being outreach traffic, when you go to our short videos, it clearly has a call to action, right? Call to action to our Laptop Lifestyle Tribe, or a call to action to comment, like, subscribe to our YouTube channel, something like that, right? So, but if you're going to use short form videos for outreach, then all your team has to do is cut out the call to action. So the video itself is the content, but no call to action, right? Because if you're part of groups and part of communities that allow you to post, right, or upload videos, then do it, right? Then you're going into, that's one form of starting relationships, right? By going into groups and communities and adding value, right? Being able to post like a short form video. But there has to be no call to action. Why? Because the administrators of that group or community that you're part of, they don't want you to do a call to action. Unlike ours, right? Ours is a little different. I designed it for you guys to be able to have a call to action, no problem, to promote or call to action to your webinars and things like that, right? So short form video should be no CTA, but I'm not recording new stuff. I'm taking already repurposed content, right? Long form text, right? Same thing there, right? Extracting and transcribing some of the long form text from our long form video. But then if I post it in communities and groups, there's same thing there. There's no call to action, right? Okay. So in terms of outreach, that's what it's like, right? It's just video into community or text into community with no CTA. Okay. And then opportunity traffic, long form video. This is the only thing that I don't take and repurpose. And what I mean by that is, I have a video that is both text and video that targets our existing clients like you guys, right? So for example, I recorded a separate video that talks about being our referral partner, right? Being our affiliate. If you're already a client of ours, so I shot a separate video for that. I have separate copies, separate images that my team, periodically will constantly remind you guys, saying, hey, if you're not, our referral partner, if you want to be, here's a link to become, right? So you can get your own affiliate link and all that stuff. And if you want to send people our way, I actually have a video that actually walks through why become a referral partner, what's the breakdown of the commissions, all of that stuff as well. Same thing with joint ventures. If I record a video that I want to have somebody dedicated to bring in joint ventures for us, I will record that video separately. I'm not going to take content that I've already recorded and repurpose. I'll actually record something and address joint ventures. Why joint venture with us? Who should joint venture with us? What's the benefit for their audience, or what's the benefit for them financially, and all of that stuff. So I'll record a separate video. Same thing with affiliates. If I want to target affiliates in terms of getting myself seen and targeting and going after affiliates and creating an affiliate army, I will record a separate piece of content that just targets affiliates, right? Because I'm not going to take repurposed stuff. Okay. And then own traffic, which is if you're on our list, you're going to be even more in 2025 here, receive a ton of short form video emailed to you, long form video, as well as audio, as well as text, right? So when we do our podcasting, every single week, you'll get content that's just valuable content, that here's shorts, here's long form videos, here's some text. When we launch our podcast or our newsletter, our blogs or newsletters, you'll get that as well. Right. And then obviously any type of podcasting, audio, video, any type of value. And that's how we nurture our list, right? In terms of, building, if we're going to build a list, we're going to nurture it, right? It's not going to be always one of the things that I've seen, like I'm part of this several lists, but I mean, I'm just for hacking wise, right? Funnel hacking. I go in, sometimes I'll register for something, or I'll go get something just to see how their process is, right? Walking through myself through their journey. And majority of the lists that I belong to, majority of them, I would say, there's no value. Once I've joined the list, once they got my information, it's always promoting. They're either selling something, or they're inviting to like a webinar or to a challenge, or even attempting to make an offer. But I don't see the value. There's no value, right? So when I talk about our list seeing short form videos, long form videos, right? Audio, text, all of that is designed to nurture the list as well as being invited to, our laptop lifestyle tribe, or invited to our accelerator, or invited to, register for and buy a ticket to our challenge, or to our intensive. So there's the nurturing process as well as, I'm making offers, but it's not always making some type of an offer or inviting to go somewhere like register for a webinar, things like that. Okay, so. And then outbound traffic, which is ads, right? So we're spending money on ads. In terms of text, we have short form text copy, mid form, right? A little bit longer, and then we also have long form text as well that we use. And a lot of that is some of it is newly written, some of it is from our past content that has to relate to maybe a framework, like maybe I was teaching the passion profit funnel or something like that, and my team will extract that content from that video already and turn that into text, right? And then run it as a short, mid, and long form ad as well. So for image ads. And then there's mid form video. So mid form video is the only thing that I record new every single week, right? So the videos for that has a call to action to our mastermind, to our web class, to our laptop lifestyle tribe. That's the only videos that I record new every single week. I don't repurpose mid-form videos, right? Because it's very specific, right? So whatever content, like today, this weapons of mass destruction, when you saw that content, it was specifically recorded for an invitation to this, right? Same thing with the web class. It's recorded for an invitation to our clicked client web class on Thursday, right? Specific. Or it's a piece of content that I create that has a call to action directly to our laptop lifestyle tribe, right? So for me, there's mid-form content. There's basically only 4 call to actions. So when I record a video that's mid-form that I'm going to be using for Facebook ads, my one call to action is to join our laptop lifestyle tribe. Our second call to action is to, if that video has to do with our mastermind on Monday, that topic, then it's a call to action to our mastermind. The third has a call to action to our web class. And the fourth is a call to action to our accelerator, right? Our accelerators are on-demand VSL training that we're actually going to be launching soon here, right? So again, mastermind, web class, and accelerator, right? And the accelerator itself, inside of it is where then wherever else I want to take them is inside the accelerator, right? But in terms of creating content, mid-form video content, that's only 4 call to actions I have. So after I record the video, at the end of it, I record a call to action to our laptop lifestyle tribe, call to action to our mastermind, call to action to our web class, and a call to action to our accelerator. Okay. Okay, so went through that a lot. Quick, any questions, anything you guys want to add? So if you look at, again, creating content wise, most of content that's out there that I create that you guys see long form, short form videos, text, right? All are generally repurposed by stuff that I've already done. A mastermind I ran, a web class I ran, a workshop I ran, an immersion I ran, or a challenge, or intensive, things like that. That's where a lot of our content comes in. And when I shoot something new, it's generally our mid-form videos. I shoot new every single week, right? I'm shooting videos because I have 4 different call to actions there. And then our shorts, about 10%, it will be new if there's something that I really want to to speak about, right? To message out, then I'll shoot a short. Same thing with a long form that is very specific, but most of the time it's repurposed content. Is this making sense to everybody? Okay. And that's really why, I run a lot of things. Sometimes when you'll see me running new stuff, like this last challenge, there's a reason for that, right? I'm not just, one, I wanted to launch something new that I haven't done, right? So I wanted to do that. So it was free. But at the same time, also, it's a way for me to, I know that I'm going to leverage that training that I did there, the challenge I did, into content as well. So that's the second reason why I did it. But then the third reason why I did it also is one, just to learn and grow, right, from that experience. But really the fourth is I can turn that challenge into a low ticket. Does that make sense? So when we record our accelerator, just so you guys kind of know how what's going to end up happening, where you can see me transition to some of this stuff that I'm talking to you guys about spending time with people who pay, right? Our accelerator right now, our mid-form content has a call to action to our web class, our mastermind, our laptop lifestyle tribe, and our accelerator, right? And what you guys are going to start seeing happen, probably more so starting like the first quarter of this year, you'll see even our mid-form content, even our long form, even our shorts will have a call to action. Instead of to our laptop lifestyle tribe, you'll see the call to action is to really watch our free accelerator, right? Our training. And why is that? Because I want to bring people through our accelerator first. Because when they watch the accelerator, then within the accelerator, we'll have its call to action. One of the call to actions is to join our laptop lifestyle tribe and walk through who should join and who shouldn't. All right, and our accelerator should already have done its job to push and pull those in. One of the call to actions is to purchase our low ticket, which is the challenge, the recording of the challenge, right? Turning that into a course, right? Editing and turning into a course so I could sell it as a low ticket course. The third thing it's going to make a call to action is to attend our live challenge, right? Will be the same price as the recording, but it's going to be live. And then fourth is our intensive, right? Our business workshop that we're going to launch. And that'll be the call to action to a low ticket as well. And when I talked about a CTA to our laptop lifestyle tribe, and that's what I had talked about earlier, was making our laptop lifestyle tribe a paid community. Make sense? But they're coming through the accelerator first. Okay. Make sense? So as you're transitioning to wanting to spend time with people who pay attention, right? We know this, and to move away from a lot of the free stuff on the front end, automate the free stuff, right? Give your free stuff away, but then start, only really starting to work with people who are willing to pay something to invest in themselves. So that's one of the methods that you'll see me start moving towards as well, that you're already starting to see me move towards. Okay. But that's how I create content on the front end to get seen. This is all your top of funnel activities to get seen, to get visibility, right? But majority of the content that you see out there for us is repurposed stuff from past workshops and from past masterminds and web classes and challenges. Okay. Any questions? Anything to add?
How do you get your ideas for your content, sis? Is it from just talking to people that you're coaching all the time, and that kind of gives you ideas, like if something that's recurring type of theme or
that's
subject?
Most of it is actually coming from you guys. What you guys are going through, the questions you guys ask, things that I see and hear you guys ask, or what you're going through. Most of it is from there, and sometimes I'll ask for responses. Right, like a couple weeks ago, I asked, where are you stuck? I remember that post, right? And a lot of you guys had mentioned, clarify your message and things like that, and marketing and content, and that's why this was actually created from one of the posts about traffic and creating content, right? So that was created from that. So. And then the second thing is I consume a lot as well, right? So I go and watch other coaches, and Russell and Tony and Dean and Myron and Eileen and Richmond Din. I watch their stuff and I see what they're teaching, what their students going through. Just so that I can stay up to date with the marketplace, what's going on, right? And there's things that I consume and I like that, and then I will take it and I'll add my stuff on top of it, things like that, and kind of, things. So I learn from other creators as well and other coaches as well. So that's, I'm always learning, right? I'm not on YouTube just hanging out. I'm consuming a lot of stuff from other people as well. And I'm like, oh, I like that. And I'll take it, create something, add my own to it, and make it relatable to what I'm actually coaching and training on. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
And again, I've also, been in this space for 20 years now, right? December 3rd was our 20th year, me and my wife 20th year in business. I have so much information I've learned, right? So many struggles I've overcome and that I went through, and successes and all that stuff. I have quite a bit of information, quite a bit of knowledge for sure. So, yeah.
Thank you. And for some of us who are not, well, actually, you did answer the question. Never mind. I was going to say, for those of us who don't necessarily have the feedback of existing clients, just go watch these other coaches and just try to get stuff from them. Okay.
Yeah, try to get stuff from them. See what's in your space, right? In your particular similarities to your space. They're sharing something, maybe a framework or steps, or they're giving what they've been through, or their community or their clients are going through, who they're coaching going through. And a lot of the content you can get from there, right? That's relatable to you, right?
Yeah.
And in terms of taking other people's stuff, let's just make sure that you don't copy it directly, right? Make sure that you're modeling after their success, make it your own, right? Change things up, because everybody does that, right? Everybody
but get
does
the
that.
idea from them,
But
because
get the
I've done
idea
that.
from it,
Yeah,
correct.
like I can watch Dave Ramsey talk about certain budgeting,
Correct.
like hack or whatever.
Don't steal it and say, oh, it's my own, right? You didn't create it, right? It was created by somebody. You make it your own. You want to create a framework from it, or a system from it, or change the wording, right? Things
or
like
explain
that.
it,
You make it your own.
or explain it too. I've seen people be like, hey, Dave Ramsey talked about this stuff. Let me break it down a little more.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
totally.
you.
Yeah, like when I teach the success cycle, right? Where, if you're not getting the results, how do you do it, right? And that's when I talk about the success cycle of like Tony, for example. So Tony, so when I mentioned that, I mentioned Tony, right? I mentioned Tony and teach the success cycle. I teach it exactly how Tony teaches, but I reference that it came from Tony, right? Something like that. Yeah, 100%. But yeah, in terms of creating content, and the reason why I invite you guys to create your long form stuff, whether it be running a weekly mastermind or running a weekly web class or running some type of a challenge or things like that, is you can take a lot of the stuff that you've already recorded, you've already done the work, and then you can repurpose it to create a ton of content out in the marketplace. And you don't necessarily have to create new, you don't have to record new stuff or write new copy. You could just extract audio and video and text, transcribe from your existing stuff that you've already made. You know what I mean? Okay. Hi, Brandy. You're right in the middle of my screen for some reason. What's up?
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. But yeah, I am in favor of, if you're not, I think making a high ticket offer is great. I think, but the entryway, the door per se, right, that you want to create to get the right person in the right room. I think that the marketplace is telling all of us that there's some oversaturation there, right? So if you want to continue doing your free webinars and challenges, you're going to get that type of a turnout where you get 100 people registered and 10 show, right? And that's just the way it is. And if you really want to start doing the right way, let's start charging for it, right? Let's try to get that cost per action, right, for them to register for your challenges, intensives, things like that you're doing. Let's get them to pay for that. And maybe a low ticket. But before you do that, give them a reason to buy it, right? Give them a really good reason to buy it. That's why I love the VSL. I love putting a training in front of it, and I do. I want to push those who are not willing to pay $100 to come spend a day with me, or over 3 days, 5 days on my challenge. That's okay. You know what I mean? At least you're not getting super excited. You're like, oh my God, I got 1,000 people who register, and all of a sudden, 70 people show. You know what I mean? Like, it's just And that's where the market is. I'm saying. Yeah. Randy, do you have any questions?
Yeah, actually, my question is more related to the one piece during the challenge that really stood out to me, that I walked away with, which was the 5 stages of brand awareness.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had the solution, the product, and the most, but what I didn't get was the problem aware and that whole slide. So,
Sure.
because I'm focused on, I went, now it clicked for me around the messaging to the specific awareness that I'd like to pull in.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my big takeaway and aha from the challenge piece. And so that's where I'm stuck is the problem aware. I missed that slide.
Yeah. So my suggestion is whether you choose whatever awareness level, whether it be unaware, I'm going to pull that slide. Whether you pull up unaware or problem aware or solution aware or product aware, or most aware, my one advice to you guys is I would list down if you're going to target an unaware client, for example, list down what does an unaware client look like, right? What is an unaware client thinking? What are they saying to themselves? How are they feeling? What decisions are they making based on how they feel? What actions are they taking? Those 5 things. What are they thinking? What are they saying to themselves? How are they feeling? What decision are they making? Decisions are making, and what actions are they taking? That's it. All levels. And if you're going to target a problem where same thing. What is a problem where client thinking, saying, feeling, deciding, taking action, doing, right? And then list down all their problems, right? All the problems that they're saying and thinking. Then that turns into some great content that you create. Oh my God, that's the problem that they have, right? Because then now you're talking the start of the conversation. Your content is all about problems. Makes sense? If they're problem, it's all about problems. And if they're solutionware, same thing. Then you're starting with solutions. You're not necessarily starting with this problem. You're starting with solution. Are you looking for this solution? Are you looking to learn how to create a high ticket offer? Are you looking for how to actually wake up every day doing what you know and love? You don't talk about the problem of how many courses they bought, how many events they've been to, right? How much time and energy they've invested or wasted on themselves. You don't talk about the problem of them trying to launch their coaching business, for example. You just talk about, do you want to be a coach that wakes up every single day doing what you know and love? And are you looking for a way to do that, right? So you're just more solution oriented in terms of your content. Is that what you're asking?
Yes, and I think while I was going through the awareness of all of this, I went,
Yeah.
okay, then I missed the part about I think I heard you say that you like to go with solution aware
Yeah.
and beyond, but you really like
So
aware.
yeah, if I create content that's problem aware, I talk about the problem first, right? I start with the problem, right? You've been spending a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money, right? Even on your coaching business, but then yet you spend a lot of cash, but you have no clients, right? So I'll start off with that because that's a problem, right? If I go to solution, I go right into, hey, do you want to create your coaching offer? And not only do you want to create it, you want to convert clients, right? And I'll go right to a solution, right? So if I'm solution aware.
I would be curious to know if I could go back to it. I don't know if I saved the post in Instagram that that got my attention and I'd be curious which one was it that I came through. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm really going deep on my thinking with this. And
You guys
and
are
I'm
all solution aware. I'm pretty sure if you went and look back at what got you here, what got you to start your relationship with me, was solution aware. 100%. You guys are all solution aware. You guys are
okay.
already spending time, spending energy, spending money on the thing that you want solved, right? What you wanted to learn something, or you wanted to do something, right? Or be something, right? You were 100% solution aware.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really helpful. Thank you.
Okay. Yep. Very cool. All right, guys, it's been fun as always. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for, again, allowing me to be here with you guys, do what I love doing, and obviously it's allowing me to create content, right? To get myself exposure and visibility out there as well, and that's why I wanted to teach this for you. So again, using the Desert Storm, the Gulf War example, right? Shock and awe, same thing there, but you're shocking and awing your clients with content that really, resonates with them, that connects with them, that inspires them to take action, that wins hearts, wins heads, right? And then, you're inviting them to along with you on your client journey. And let's make sure you map out, when you're seen, let's make sure you don't send them to somewhere that sucks. That's why it's so important to have a great client journey. You're going to have to test several different maps. Okay. Cool. Enjoy the rest of your night, guys. I'm gonna go spend some time with my family. Have an amazing rest of
Thank
the
you,
day.
sis and Tim.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.